he says they chronicled all this in that, and so what's the point of contention now?
Well, to me, is either INEC or their spokesman, with due respect, is obvious of what the law is. Sometimes one wonders whether INEC has a legal department, but I believe they do have a massive legal department.
What have they run foul of?
Thank you. As at 5th of March 2012, INEC wrote a letter to PDP faulting Anambra State World Congresses, without which you can't conduct local government and state congresses. Here's a copy of that letter. I referred it in my letter, asking them, how can you be speaking from two sides of your mouth? INEC also wrote similar letter faulting the local government congresses that resulted in the state congress by the same cow government. How dare you woke up one morning and said, oh yeah, I monitored state congresses that produce Ogwebego, when you faulted the what and state local government congress, and even advised PDP to go back and reconduct them.
I thought he said they didn't monitor any.
No, I'm referring to the Ogwebego executive. Okay. You know, they, like I said, they want to create confusion by fusing state executive leadership and party primaries for nomination of candidates. As a matter of fact, when, despite these their letters faulting these processes that led to state congresses, we also got a judgment nullifying Ogwebego's executive.
Was INEC served?
INEC, they were really served. You know, as INEC response, in that their letter of 11th they are referring to, INEC said, oh no, we were not party to that suit. A federal government institution funded with public funds saying they can't obey government a court order of a court of competent jurisdiction because they were not a party. Just like if tomorrow one wins his election at the election tribunal or a federal high court and comes to be sworn in, National Assembly leadership will say, oh no, we are not party to that suit, we can't take you in. INEC said they cannot obey court order and judgment because they
but I mean, shouldn't INEC be circumspect in the sense that, you know, we all sometimes understand that, you know, people can just sometimes get to a court and get injunctions or get orders.
Thank you, my dear. What you do is, court is a public record institution. You send your team.
It's not so much as it's not so much as the record, but also monitoring the process through which you got that injunction.
They wouldn't have that process. They wouldn't have that resources to do that. A judgment of court is valid and binding until it's.
Let's just find out from Friday.
Before that, there's an issue he raised that I want us also to attend to. Under the law, section 85(2) of the Electoral Act. Sometimes I wonder whether they actually know the law, the nominee statute that guides them.
What does it say?
It says, if I may read, a political party may give notice to 21 days notice of any of his convention, congress, or conference or meeting convened for the purposes of electing members of executive committees or other governing bodies or nomination of candidate for the elective offices. And it says the commission may. It's not mandatory. So sometimes people imbue INEC with powers they don't have.
The commission may. You haven't finished.
The commission may, with or without prior notice to the party, attend. And their senior lawyers know that it doesn't give INEC attendance or monitoring of a convention or primary or congress doesn't give validity or legitimacy to that. Okay, that's why they didn't attend to anyone of them.
Let's bring him in then. Kaide, I mean, you heard him say, first of all, accusing INEC, saying, look, your INEC deliberately refusing to obey court order, saying they're not party to the suit, and that, he just read it now, that it's not mandatory that INEC must attend those congresses, and when you do, doing or not does not validate or invalidate the Congress.
Well, again, I hesitate to join issues with the learned gentleman. Only for me to state that this commission does not disobey court orders. I make that categorically clear. This commission obeys court orders, and it is in obedience to court orders that we have taken the position that we have taken. Number two, let me quickly read from that letter that we wrote to the national leadership of the party. At point 6 of that letter, said, having highlighted all the court judgments, the commission resolved that it will not be that not being a party to the suit in the High Court of the FCT which nullifies the Congress was elected is not bound, therefore it is not bound by the judgment because it was not party to that judgment. Two, that the commission did not monitor monitored the process that brought in Ken Enekai as the Anambra State PDP, or Anambra State chairman of the PDP. 3, that the order of the Federal High Court, which ordered a return to status quo, and the recent order of the Federal High Court, which restrained the Commission from restraining or dealing with Ken Enekai as the chairman of the PDP in Anambra State. In view of those judge orders, in view of those court orders, the Commission resolved not to withdraw an earlier letter that it wrote, that's for 26 July, by which it recognized the leadership of AGK Ugo. That has been we stated this clearly in that letter. So with that, I said we itemize the court orders and the consequential actions from those court orders, and before taking the position that was taken.
Yeah, but Mr. Doe, what do you say to those who, looking at all of this, will say, look, they don't understand what exactly is going on, because if the law says it is the political party that will send and nominate their candidates, the party has sent their candidates, and so INEC not even attending one or listening to any other party, they may just think that INEC is just trying to be an interested party in all of this, because at the end of the day, if any other candidate comes on, which is not the one that was submitted by the party, they will just think that, look, INEC played the script out.
Yeah, Chamberlain, you see, your guess is as good as mine what the intendment of the law is when it says INEC should observe those congresses. Your guess is as good as mine whether it is of any need at all for INEC to actually monitor those congresses if it is not to countenance the results from those congresses, and if it should just accept any result given to it, whether it is invited to a congress or not. If the law says INEC should monitor, it follows that it is expected that what INEC monitors should be what INEC is serving. It is the same thing with primaries. If INEC monitor the primary, it is expected that who is produced at that primary will be the candidate that is nominated. Otherwise, parties will go on power trips and conduct anybody and nominate anybody, and it should be a jungle, if you understand what I mean.
So in the meantime, just reiterate for those who might have just joined in, INEC does not yet recognize any candidates from the PDP for the Anambra elections?
Well, like I said, the process is not yet concluded. The deadline is today, and it is the belief of INEC that the party will serve the the deadline.
Thank you for speaking with us, Kayode, the Chief Press Secretary to INEC Chairman.